these 5-7 notes start with finding the determinant of a square matrix. What a determinant is literally just cross multiplying and subtracting. So it's kind of like what we did when we found the inverse of a square matrix. So what it tells you is that you're going to take your top number on the left-hand side in your square matrix and multiply that with the number that's diagonal from it. From there, you'll start from the bottom and multiply up. So you're literally making diagonals with the multiplication. When you multiply, you will then subtract the two. One of these is called a major, the other is called a minor. The major starts from the top and goes down. The minor starts from the bottom and goes up. So if we look at an example to find the determinant of each of these matrices, for A, we're given 2, -3, 1, 2. So we're going to first do 2 times 2, and then subtract that with the 1 times -3. Your 2 times 2 is 4. -1 times -3 is +3. So your determinant is going to be 7. For example B, you're given the matrix 2, 1, 4, 2. So we're going to multiply from top to bottom first. So that'll be the 2 times 2. And then you will multiply bottom to top. So that's going to be the 4 times 1. Your 2 times 2 is 4. -4 times 1 is -4. 4 minus 4 gives you 0. For C, you have the matrix 0, 3/2, 2, 4. So we're going to start by multiplying top to bottom. So that'll be the 0 times 4. Then you will multiply bottom to top. So that's the 2 times 3/2. The 0 times 4 gives you 0. -2 times 3/2 is going to become -1 times 3, which is just -3. So 0 minus 3 gives you -3 for your determinant. When you look at a 3x3 matrix to find the determinant, there's a little bit more that goes into it. You have steps in order to find your determinant. First thing you're going to do is find your major. By doing that, find your major and your minor. By doing that, you're going to recopy the first 2 columns to the right of the matrix that's given to you. From there, you will identify the 3 major and the 3 minor diagonals. Your major diagonals go from top to bottom, starting from the far left. Your minor diagonals go from bottom to top, starting from the far left. From there, you will multiply down or up within the diagonal and add those numbers. After that, to find your determinant, you will just subtract your major and your minor. If we look at one of the examples that have to do with your 3x3, it tells you to find all the minors and all of the majors. If we go to start this, we're going to recopy down the first 2 columns that you are given. So that's that 0, 3, 4, and the 2, -1, 0. Your majors are going to come from top to bottom. So that's the 0, -1, 1, the 2, 2, 4, and the 1, 3, 0. So that's what we just said. You would multiply 0 times -1 times 1. Add it with the 2 times 2 times 4, and add it with the 1 times 3 times 0. So those are all 3 of your major diagonals multiplied together. The next thing that you would do is identify your minors. So those are the diagonals from bottom to top. So that's going to be the 4, -1, 1, then the 0, 2, 0, and the 1, 3, 2. So you then would just write those down next. So you have 4 times negative 1 times 1 plus 0 times 2 times 0 plus 1 times 3 times 2. So your major is going to be coming from that orange part that you have there. So the 0 times negative 1 times 1 is 0. The 2 times 2 times 4 is 16. And the 1 times 3 times 0 is 0. So your three majors are the 0, 16, and 0. Your minors are coming from multiplying out the 4 times negative 1 times 1, the 0 times 2 times 0, and the 1 times 3 times 2. So 4 times negative 1 times negative 1 is negative 4. Or sorry, positive 1 is negative 4. 0 times 2 times 0 is 0. 1 times 3 times 2 is 6. So these are your minors. For your next example, we are actually going to find your determinant of the given matrix. So with this one, we have a 3 by 3. We have 0, 2, 1, 3, negative 1, 2, 4, 0, 1. We're going to rewrite the first two columns. So that's 0, 3, 4, 2, negative 1, 0. We're going to find your major. So we're going to multiply from top to bottom. So that's the 0, negative 1, 1. The 2, 2, 4. And the 1, 3, 0. So we're going to do 0 times negative 1 times 1 plus 2 times 2 times 4 plus 1 times 3 times 0. Next, you're going to find your minors, and you're going to go bottom to top. So it's going to be the negative 4, or sorry, the 4, negative 1, 1, 0, 2, 0, and the 1, 3, 2. So we're going to subtract these. We'll do 4 times negative 1 times 2, or sorry, times 1, plus 0 times 2 times 0, plus 1 times 3 times 2. We're going to simplify this to get 0 plus 16 plus 0 minus negative 4 plus 0 plus 6. This will then simplify to give you 16 minus 2, which means your answer or your determinant is 14. If we look at your next example, you're given 3, 0, 1, negative 1, 2, negative 6, 4, 5, 1 for this matrix. To find the determinant, we're going to rewrite the 3, negative 1, 4, and the 0, 2, 5. We're going to start from top to bottom. So we're going to do 3 times 2 times negative 1. Three times 2 times 1. Then we're going to add that with the 0 times negative 6 times 4. And add that with the 1 times negative 1 times 5. You will then subtract that with your minors. So that's going to come from the 4 times 2 times 1. Plus the 5 times negative 6 times 3. Plus the 1 times negative 1 times 0. Oops. So you're going to simplify this. That 3 times 2 times 1 is 6. The 0 times negative 6 times 4 is 0. The 1 times negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. Then you have that subtracted with 4 times 2 times 1, which is 8. 5 times negative 6 is negative 30. Times 3 is negative 90. And then 1 times negative 1 times 0 is 0. Your 6 plus 0 plus negative 5 gives you 1. Your 8 minus 90 plus 0 gives you negative 82. We're going to change to addition and add these to get your determinant to equal 83. For example B, we have 4, 0, 1, negative 7, 1, 5, 9, negative 3, 2. We're going to rewrite the 4, negative 7, 9, and the 0, 1, negative 3. We're going to start by multiplying top to bottom. So that's the 4 times 1 times 2, the 0 times 5 times 9, and the 1 times negative 7 times negative 3. So that's going to give us 4 times 1 times 5 plus 4 times 1 times 2 plus 0 times 5 times 9 plus 1 times negative 7 times negative 3. We're going to subtract that with our minors. So that's going to give that, we're going to get that from doing the 9 times 1 times 1 plus the negative 3 times 5 times 4 plus the 2 times negative 7 times 0. So to simplify, 4 times 1 times 2 is 8. 0 times 5 times 9 is 0. 1 times negative 7 times negative 3 is positive 21. The 9 times 1 times 1 is 9. Negative 3 times 5 times 4 is 20 times negative 3, which is negative 60. And 2 times negative 7 times 0 is 0. 8 plus 21 gives you 29. 9 minus 60 gives you negative 51. You're going to add these because of the double negatives. 9 and 1 is 10, carry the 1. 5, 1, and 2 gives you 6 plus 2, which is 8. So your determinant for this one is 80.